Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders that do well at Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the sincere brethren out there pushing his gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom to the humble and sincere sister out there as well. This lesson will be entitled Learning to Control One's Temper. Right? And the previous video I made, to be envious and be envious of no one, and that envy is a carnal emotion. Anger is one as well. Anger and temper is not necessarily a carnal emotion, because we know that the Most High feels anger as well. Anger towards iniquity and sin, towards pride, towards to Esau. He hates Esau. You understand? The Lord has the ability to love and hate. If he feels anger, we feel anger. But when you really check it, the Lord has control over his anger. Suppose one of us was the Most High. Right now, they would have no creation. If we, in our corruptible state, had the ability to rule over a universe, it would be destroyed. Because you would have no control over your temper. The Most High had become angry with Israel numerous times and put them in many slaveries, right? The greatest one being the transatlantic slave trade, right? But if the Lord truly had no control over his temper, Salakia, do you really think that there would be Israel today? No. The Lord would have destroyed us completely in the physical and in the spiritual realm, because the scriptures say, fear not the man that could kill only the body, but the man that could kill both body and soul. The Lord has the ability to destroy your spirit, to make you cease to exist. He could do it. He could more than do it. He's the Most High. Sana is a scary thing to think about, but it could be done. The Lord could have let his anger loose and completely destroyed every single thing he ever created. You understand? But he didn't. Sure, his anger was kindled against us, and he was angry with Israel for what we had done. So he put us to death. He carried us onto destruction. But he still had control over his anger. Hence the reason we are still alive today, and there is still a remnant of his people in Babylon, throughout the four corners of the earth, with his knowledge. So there is a sense and there is control to his anger, and we are to be like the Most High, to be made in the image of the Most High. So you need to learn to control your anger as well. You understand? To be short-tempered is to be a fool. In Proverbs 16 verse 32, it says, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. So we know that this is about subjection. This is about subjecting our bodies, subjecting ourselves, learning right temperance, learning control, right? Gaining control over our emotions, over this flesh, over sin, right? Becoming gods. And to have no control over your anger is to be a fool. Right? They say he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. To be slow to anger is better is better than being a fool, to better than being a hot-headed nigger. Right? Look into Israel. That a man, right? Look how carnal these people have become. A man will kill, a Jake will kill another Jake for stepping on his shoes. You understand? I watched a video where um there was in a store, right? They had the security cameras, right? They were seeing through the security cameras, and basically how Mm. This fella walk up to right. A fella did walk up to a Jake walk up to the next Jake and try to sell him weed. And the Jake say no. You understand? The Jake say he ain't wanna buy the weed or whatever. So like the other Jake say, but like if you're frightened or if you're a pussy or something along those lines. And this Jake, no, Salakia, no remember. The Jake, one of the Jakes was cashing a Salakia if I just rambling trying to get his story together. But a Jake was cashing and the next one walking and the one that was cashing tell the next Jake, hey, tell your friend outside I don't want no weed, stop trying to sell me weed. So the Jake that did walking say, well, hey, the man just trying to sell your weed, it's not that deep. And the Jake that cashing say, hey, it is that deep, you know. You understand? If all continue to try to sell my weed, we gonna have a problem. No, mind you, this is not the Jake that tried to sell him the weed. They the friend who had nothing to do with it. This nigga, this Jake, pull out a gun and shoot the friend and run outside to kill the next one. This is what no control of anger, no control of one's temper does to someone. I remember when I was young, I was very hot headed. You understand? Ignorant. You know how people Trinidadians tend to use that word, without understanding. Ignorant means to not know something, right? But we use ignorant to say that somebody is hot headed or has a temper. And I was very ignorant, right? If it I know to let shit go. So if somebody hit me, that I couldn't just let it go, couldn't let it slide. You understand? And it didn't matter who it was. Um, Plenty of my childhood friends and I always got into disputes because I couldn't was never their fault. Never. Looking back, it was always my fault because I could never control my temper. Even with my cousins, it always had a falling out because of me. I was always the problem because we playing video games. I lose. You can't tell me anything. You can't try to make a joke with me because we will end in fighting. You understand? It will end in me getting vexed and fighting. You can't make no bad joke with me when I was small, right? I couldn't take jokes. Everything used to always end in some kind of fighting thing. And this was me being unable to control my temper, being a little fool. But growing up, the older I got, especially coming into this truth at a young age, 14 years, I learned to control my temper. There be times where my patience is tried with family members, with friends, with co-workers, right? And this truth has taught me that it's better to be quiet. It's better to stay silent and to control one's temper than to make a fool out of yourself, right? Hey, something like adultery, we see a lot of women getting their ass killed for committing adultery, but you think about it. After the man commit adultery, where is he going? Is he not going in jail for life? Did he just not end his own life as well? Right? So being in his truth, if your woman commit adultery against you, as bad as you would like to execute judgment, righteous the judgment, and put a bitch to death, don't. Let shit go. Learn to let shit go. And that was sure to be like the Mosai. The Mosai is a power that will let shit go. We don't deserve no kingdom of heaven, but the Lord is going to let it go. He's gonna forget our iniquities. He's not gonna be in remembrance. Not to say he ain't gonna remember it, like he memory gonna get wiped. But he just not he knew that it's all according to his great plan, so he would just let it go. You just let it slide. You need to learn to let shit slide. Being in this ministry as well, we all tend to have different views on different situations. As it's better to take wrong sometimes, better to take wrong, not to get all hyper. You understand? Angry, easily angered, hot temper and all that shit that I die for niggas in the world. You understand? Your bump heads, we is men. So it's better to To not let it escalate. Always try to de-escalate situations, right? Not trying to add more heat in the fire. Because that is what niggas just do. Niggas don't like to let shit go, right? So if somebody come against them, or if it have a crowd or whatever, niggas go think, nah, he can't do me this in front of this one and that one, and look for a fight rather than just walking away, right? In karate, they teach you that if you could run away from a fight, no matter how much skill you have, run away. You understand? So imagine a JK wanna hear that. I know all these skills. I have all this skill, all this experience. This man mounting up for me. I could deal it easier. I go run away from somebody who weaker than me, but that was teaching karate. It's better to run away. You understand? It's better to control your temper and to relax yourself. You understand? Rather than escalating a situation, looking to fight down a talk and making a fool out of yourself. Because that is just what you're doing. You're making a fool out of yourself. Even with these big niggas out here. When you preaching, don't allow these men and these hoes to get you vexed up. You understand? Don't allow these jigs to rile up your spirit and get you mad. You understand? Keep a cool and a calm head and pay them no mind. And you realize that, I look at the older brothers, right? They doesn't when they have scoffers and men laughing, or somebody come against the doctrine, they just be laughing and smiling and they just keep a calm and a cool head. But it's the younger brothers, when you know coming to it and it's new in your body, it's new in your mind, shit will piss you off and that it lash out. Everybody that come into this truth had their lashing out phase. The same way had that puppy that's had a biting phase. Where they're biting all the furniture, just biting you, they're just biting everything they see. Everybody that come into this truth had their biting phase. Their lashing out phase where everything they see, whether it be parents, family, friends, um, classmates, co-workers, whatever the case is, lash out against them. And then eventually you cool down and you realizes not to pay these people any mind. You understand? It's not to pay these swine any mind. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 44, it says, "But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you." You understand? And there's this spirit we also want to have. You understand? That's why the balances and everything. Now, this enemy here obviously is not talking about the so-called white man. A lot of you people believe that the Lord is saying to love Esau, but that would be a contradiction. The Lord say he hate all workers of iniquity, right? He hate Esau Edom. You understand? We are always aligned to the Most High. So how is it that we have to love Esau while the Most High hates Esau? Makes no sense. The Lord ain't talking about Esau. The Lord is talking about Israel. Israel is always about Israel, right? Your enemies, people in your family, your parents, your friends, so called, to love them and help them. You understand? The ones that scoff, pray for them. Pray that the Lord will give them mercy. Do as Yahushua did. Forgive them for they know not what they do. Do as the Mosai, right? The majority of Israel will be destroyed, but even them shall receive a form of salvation, and they shall be in the kingdom of heaven as well. All Israel shall be saved. So take example, take note, and learn that to love those that scoff and laugh, love those that persecute. You understand? And cast out false judgments against you. Shower them with love rather than hate, rather than rage. You understand? Because your anger, that rage isn't benefiting you on your walk. All it is doing is creating friction. You understand? Unnecessary friction. Bring out see Proverbs chapter 15, verse 18. It's a wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger peace strife, right? Exactly what I was saying just now. So a wrathful man, a man that like to fight, that like war, that love problems, he stirred up strife. He never try to cool down a situation. He never take wrong. Even if he wrong, he wouldn't acknowledge that, he wouldn't take wrong, because why? He had a fight. He had to show you himself he wrong. He not on that. You understand? He not on that. So even if he wrong, he right, it don't matter. He will stir up strife. He like opposition. He like tension. He like conflict. But he that is slow to anger, somebody that is slow to anger, somebody that is not easily ticked off, right? That is not hot-headed, that does not have a temper for everything, would appease strife, would de-escalate strife, would choose to run away from a fight, would choose to take wrong in a conversation. Even if you and a brother have a disagreement, for the sake of keeping the peace, you would take the wrong, even if you're right. It is not gonna cause you any pain, you understand, or discomfort to just take wrong and move along. You understand? This is the things that we need to apply in everyday life. Just take wrong sometimes. Not everything deserves a fight down. Right? If you're falsely accused of something, say alright, no scene. And just move along. It don't need no big war, no big falling out, no big fight down thing for every little thing. You understand? The Colossians 3 and 8 and I'll close off here. um Colossians chapter 3 verse 8, but now you also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. So the Lord is saying to put away anger, to put away wrath and malice, right? To put away those things. You understand? Look at Yahushua was praying for them that was persecuting him. They caused his death. You understand? They caused his death. They chose a murderer over their own savior, over the son of Yahweh. They chose a murderer and sentenced him to death in one of the most painful ways. Because it was more than just being crucified. He stayed there for hours. He was beaten prior to that. He was spat upon, a crown of thorns upon his head. Now imagine that. Thorns is stabbing you in your head. And then you had to lift up a cross and carry it on top of that. And then after that, with the crowns still sticking in your head, you're getting nailed to a cross. It had no anesthetic. You understand? To say he numbing it. They numbing the pain and he go just go up. No. That what Yahushua went through. And in all that pain, he still found it in himself to forgive, and ask his father to forgive those that were persecuting him. You understand? Learn to control your temper, remove anger and wrath from within yourself. With that, giving up praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakodash, Shalom.